If you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of your next move, it's not a business problem, it's a clarity problem. Let's talk about why high performing women don't just work harder, they get crystal clear on who they are, what they want, and how they show up. Introducing The Vixen Voice, a podcast for ambitious women entrepreneurs ready to move into their feminine essence, live their truth, and unlock their full potential. I'm your host, April Roberts, and each week I'll be interviewing inspiring women who decided to take a leap of faith to pursue their dream. Women who believe that they were born for something bigger. Welcome back to The Vixen Voice. I'm your host, April Roberts, and I'm so excited to have you here today. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the number one thing keeping you stuck and overwhelmed, a simple framework to create clarity today, not tomorrow, but today, and how to take aligned action without overthinking. Now, I don't know where you're listening to us at on a podcast app, maybe Apple, Spotify, or one of the many others, or on YouTube. But either way, what I'd love to do is have a two-way conversation. So if you happen to be watching this or listening to it on YouTube, we are on YouTube every episode, then you can always engage below in the comments. I would love that. And if you're not, if you're on another of the podcast apps or you're listening while you're driving, whatever, be sure to follow at Vixen Gathering on your favorite social media channel. And on Instagram, you can follow me personally at April Rochelle. That's 2 L's Roberts. And on LinkedIn, you can find me as April Roberts. So I'd love to have you follow. And then when you have an aha moment or a big win or just love something about the episode, do me a favor, just shoot me a DM. I love to hear back from you, our super valued audience. We couldn't be one of the top 3% podcasts in the world if it weren't for you. And my sole purpose of showing up is to bring value your way. So today I hope we're going to get value about clarity. But again, I just want to invite you to connect with me in any of these ways. And also you can join our list. If you join our list, every episode that comes live, you get the resources delivered to your inbox. Pretty cool, right? And you get first dibs on any offers that come out from the Vixen Gathering. So anyway, most importantly, I'd love this to be a two-way conversation. So don't be shy, reach out. So my first question for you today in our two-way conversation is I'd love to hear if you've ever felt stuck in your business. Sometimes have you ever felt like, gosh, I really am meant for more. I want to be doing more. I want to be receiving more, but I just feel stuck. So again, if you're listening on a platform where you can just drop an answer, drop a diamond or a heck yes, or that's me. Oh my gosh, I totally get it. Whatever you want. If not, feel free to reach out to me via DM and just share. Like, when is the time you felt stuck in your business and why? Here's the real reason you feel stuck, and it's not what you think, probably. Most women, let's be honest, we do not struggle with execution. We get stuff done. We're mothers, we're wives, we're business owners, we're high performers, we take care of ourselves, we take care of everyone else. So in reality, most women don't struggle with execution, but they often struggle with clarity for the same reasons we just mentioned. We have a lot of balls in the air. We have a lot of responsibility. And sometimes our nurturing personality takes care of everyone else, but maybe not ourselves and our business. I want you to ask yourself, how many times have you caught yourself saying, I don't know where to focus, or I feel all over the place? I hear this all the time from my clients. They feel pulled in a million directions. And, we have to tighten that up, because if they feel that way and then I'm like, hey, hey, let's do this, they're just going to snap. So a lot of times when I start working with women, and these are successful women, successfully running businesses, successful at home, but they just feel something's missing, just like you. And they feel they're going to snap if they're pulled in another direction. So the first thing we do is bring them back to center and get them clarity on what's important and where we should be focused. So again, if you caught yourself saying, I don't know where to focus, or I feel all over the place, I feel pulled in a million directions, the good news is you're not alone. Here's why you feel that way. One, you're probably setting goals based on what you should do, not what really excites you, right? So you're shooting all over yourself. I'm sure you've heard that before. Again, if you need help setting goals, the prior 2 episodes, I really dive deep. Number 1 on my format for setting goals, and number 2 on the things that usually take you away from setting goals. So check them out or schedule time and chat with me. So often you're setting goals on what you should do, not what truly excites you. So we want to get clarity. So you set goals that excite you. Why is this important? Then your goals have energy behind them. So I used to use this example in my financial planning business because a lot of my clients were older, retired, they had grandkids. Some of you listening have grandkids. I'm a great aunt myself, and some of you have kids, right? So I think most people can relate to this. But let's say, you kept setting this New Year's resolution, I want to lose 10 pounds. And of course, what is it? Week 3 of the year is called Quitters Week, where most people quit their New Year's resolution. But let's say you have a 2-year-old, or you have a 2-year-old grandbaby, or you have a 2-year-old niece or nephew you love, and you want to run around with them and have fun. And now you want to lose 10 pounds so you can show up better for them. Do you see how there's so much more energy and power behind that second scenario? So I always want the why behind your goals. And that's why your goals should feel aligned and in keeping with your energy. They really should be an energetic propulsion into the future. And that helps you do the mundane, not so fun stuff that we often need to do to get to our goals. So, a problem is setting goals based on what you should do, not what truly excites you. Second problem I see often is you're operating without a clear vision. So everything feels overwhelming. You don't have a clear vision. You haven't filtered things through a decision-making process. And so it just feels like all this stuff you have to do, or a never-ending to-do list. Like, raise your hand if you're listening and you have too many open tabs on your computer. The question is, do you have that many open tabs in your head? No wonder you feel overwhelmed. It's okay. Again, reach out and share with me. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear your stories. You never know. You'll likely be featured here on the podcast. So number 2 is you're operating without a clear vision. So everything feels overwhelming. And number 3, and this is key, I see this so often, you are spending energy on the wrong things instead of moving in alignment. Do you ever have those days where you're like, wow, everything just went so well. It just kind of flowed. That was amazing. Well, that's because you are directing your energy in the right direction. So we want to quit spending our energy on the wrong things instead of moving in alignment. So the right things I like to call your Vixen vital actions. They're the important things for us to do. Here's a mini challenge for you. Think about a goal that you've set recently. And actually, I want you to do this. If you're not driving or somewhere, I want you to sit back, close your eyes, palms up in your lap, feet flat on the ground. And I want you to call that goal to mind. And then here's what I want to ask you. Does that goal feel exciting or heavy? Does it make your heart leap, or does it feel like a weight on your shoulders? If it feels heavy, maybe it's time to shift that goal. So what I want to dive in today is my 3-step clarity framework. If you want next level results, so if you want to get out of being stuck and go to that next level, you really need next level clarity. So the first step is to define what you actually want, not what looks good on paper. And I've talked about this before, but what you actually want right now at this point in your life. I want you to, if you can, again, unless you're driving or this is unsafe, invite yourself to sit back, relax, feet flat on the ground. So if you really want to take these exercises seriously, I recommend when you get a chance, watch this on YouTube so you can see me doing this on the screen, right? So if you can, sit back in your chair, feet flat on the ground, take deep breaths. I'm a fan of box breathing, which is 4 counts in, hold for 4 counts, 4 counts out, hold for 4 counts, and then you just repeat that until you feel good. And I just want you to practice letting your body melt. Like your feet are on the ground, the chair's holding you up, your bones, muscles, they're going to hold you up. You don't have to hold. Release that tension that we normally hold in our body where we think we have to sit to attention. Nope, it's totally okay if you're slouching in your chair. I don't care. No one's seeing you. Just get comfortable. Oh, feels good already, huh? You need to kind of, move your neck around wherever you feel tension. Invite it to leave. And I like to put my hands on my spiritual heart, which is here in the center of our chest or your heart chakra. And again, I'm going to get close to the microphone to make sure you hear me well, but please stay relaxed. Feet on the ground. And a tip I like to do is like digging my toes into the ground and then pushing all parts of my feet into the ground. So I'm inviting myself to be grounded, present, and then I like to become very aware of my body. This is after the deep breathing. Just kind of scan up. I see if anything feels off. I might shift a little, trying to get more comfortable, get the tension out. Tap into your heart. I also like to put my hands face up on my lap. Palms up is in the receiving mode because we want to receive right now. So whatever feels most comfortable to you, receiving or hands on your heart, keeping your eyes closed is the most important part because that quiets that voice in our brain because we are tapping into a deeper part of ourselves. And what I want you to ask when you get to this soft place and you feel yourself in your heart, pause this until you get there and then hit play again. Here's the question I want you to ask. If you had complete freedom, what would your business and life look like in 6 months? So count 6 months from now and imagine you're 6 months forward and you have complete freedom. I want you to see what it sounds like, what it smells like, what it feels like, what it looks like. How are your emotions day to day throughout the day? How does your day flow? Just get engrossed. And again, if you need to, hit pause, go through this exercise. And when you get a very clear vision and it puts a smile on your face, I just got excited. I want you to open your eyes and just write down one thing you know that you want more of in your life. And by the way, you can ask your heart that, what's one thing I want more of in my life to get this life I imagine? And it always comes fast. It always comes fast. I think you heard me talk about this last week. So for me, love popped up. So this is your filter. So I want you to imagine what things look like in 6 months and what do you need more of to get there? And then if you need more sleep, take more time. What do you need to have that life? You need more help with something? Do you need more sleep? Do you need more self-love? Do you need a different skill set? Like, what do you need? Write down about 3 things you need for that life. And this is your clarity focus. And I want you to pay attention to the first thing that pops up that you need more of. It's usually something like freedom, love, more time with family. It's usually value-based versus money or results-based. And that's your filter we'll run everything through. Step number 2 is to identify your non-negotiables. So now we know what you want, right? If you don't know what you want, pause and do not go forward until you know what you want. That's going to be my challenge to you. So pause and don't go forward till we have that in place, okay? Step 2 is identifying your non-negotiables. What are you not willing to sacrifice for success? Is it time with family? Is it your well-being, your weekends? So I want you to focus on internal non-negotiables. Often we have external non-negotiables. For example, I have clients that still have their 9 to 5 and they're doing their side hustle to build to leave the 9 to 5. Well, their 9 to 5 is an external non-negotiable at this point, right? They have to show up and do their job. There are other responsibilities you have that are external non-negotiables. I want you to focus on internal non-negotiables, meaning things you're not willing to sacrifice. So is it time with family, your well-being, your weekends, having dinner with the family? I have a client who will not sacrifice getting 8 hours of sleep a night. It's freaking amazing. She has young kids, well, elementary grade kids now. She runs a business. Her husband is extremely busy, but she gets 8 hours of sleep a night. Pretty cool, right? So here is a reflection for this point. If you're feeling drained, if you don't feel like you have enough energy to get through the day, it's likely because your actions aren't honoring your non-negotiables. So let's get aligned with them. Step 3, I want you to leverage what's already working. So you don't need to start from scratch. Where do you already have momentum? Where are you winning? I want you to think in your personal life and your professional life. Where are you winning? Is it relationships? Is it skills? Is it resources? Is it your network? What I want you to think of is where are you already winning and how can you double down on it? Here's a pro hack for you. I love hacks in life because we get things faster and it takes less energy. So focus on stacking wins instead of constantly chasing new strategies. So for example, for me, the Vixen Voice, we're winning. We have an amazing audience that tunes in. We're top 3% globally, right? Where it wasn't necessarily winning for me is that I'm not getting that many clients directly from the podcast. And I love what I do. I do everything so that I can serve the women I serve. I can't tell you how happy it makes me to coach women and help them with everything we're talking about. So I want more women to coach. So I am leveraging the podcast. We've re-strategized it. We're reformatting it because, if some of you will never become a client, you'll always just listen and great, awesome. I do this on purpose so I can impact more women. And some of you I will only impact because you'll tune into every episode. But some of you might be on the fence like, oh, I like April. What would it be like to work with her? And, I just want to invite you, hop on a 20-minute call with me. And so we are restructuring the Vixen Voice that is winning and making impact, but I want to make deeper impact with more women. So I'm leveraging it. All right. So you don't need to start from scratch. Where do you already have momentum and how can you double down? So this is called stacking wins and it's one of my favorite hacks in life. I want you to pause for a second and you might want to do all these steps and that's amazing and great. Like you get a gold star and you are going to win quickly if you do all of these steps. Which of these steps do you think you need to focus on right now? Again, if you're watching us on YouTube or listening, drop a 1, 2, or 3 in the comments, or shoot me a DM on any social media and let me know, hey, April, I really do need to define what I really want. That's step number 1. Or step number 2, identifying your non-negotiables. That really spoke to me. Or step number 3, wow, I leveraged where I was winning and this is what happened. Again, I'd love to hear from you. Don't let this be the end of the conversation. And guess what? When you declare, vocalize, and write your goals and intentions, they go deeper. So I'm a safe space. Totally share them with me. I can't wait to hear. Now, the biggest mistake I see a lot of women doing, I want to cover this before we wrap up today. So the meat of this episode are really those 3 steps. So I want you to rewind, listen, really go deep with them. And if you want to take it further, obviously we're very surface level in the podcast. I try to keep these brief to honor your time. Just schedule a call with me and let's see if it makes sense to talk further. So the biggest mistake women make. So clarity isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. And so many women I see waiting, oh, I don't know. I don't know the answer now. I feel like I should hire a coach, but I don't know. I feel like I should invest in this program for my business, but I don't know. I feel I should go in this direction. And they are waiting for clarity. Or I'd love more time for my family. I'm sure one day I'll figure out how. There are many ways that we wait for clarity, but execution is everything. Clarity is the first step. So it's not something you wait for, it's something you create. And so many of us keep ourselves stuck because we're waiting for the perfect clarity before taking action. Has this ever been you? Be honest. Be honest with yourself. That is the first step in success. Here's the truth. Clarity comes from movement. So sometimes by taking action, clarity comes. I think I've said this before on this podcast, but one of my favorite quotes is, faith starts in the dark. Those first steps are taken in the dark, and as you take steps, the path before you lights. This is so true. So what I'd love to ask is, what's one action you can take today in the next 24 hours? I love 24-hour homework because it gets the momentum going. What's one action you can take today that aligns with your bigger vision? So again, share with us below, DM me, drop it to me. I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to wrap up for today. I hope that you got value. Please heart, like, drop us a review. Just give us your feedback. I know the audience keeps growing, but I really want to hear from you. What do you like? What do you want more of? And let me know what you think of this new format. Again, you can DM me on Instagram directly, April Rochelle, Rochelle Roberts, and I would love it if I heard from you. I am here to serve. So clarity is the first step. Execution is everything. I said that earlier. So now that you have this framework, it's time to go put it in action. And here's the cool thing. You could totally do it today. You could totally do this yourself. I gave you the upper level, but you don't have to do it alone. This is exactly why I created the Aligned Income Accelerator. And let me tell you, the women in that group are on fire. I already shared how 100% of them hit their goals last quarter. We have a new group launching in 2 weeks. Can't wait to get started. But I launch these groups every quarter. So whenever you're listening to this, if you really want that focused 12-week program where I am holding your hand for 2+ hours a week so that you can put this framework, the goals framework, the Vixen Vital Actions, all of these procedures in place to create the business of your dreams. Not what I think it should look like, not how my business looks, but the business that works best for you and your life. I'd love to have you join us. So again, you just have to hop on that 20-minute call with me and let's chat and see if it's right for you. And here's the cool thing. If you are listening right now, if you get on that call and you join quickly, we have really cool bonuses where you get one-to-ones with me. And I do that on purpose because fast action equals success. So I always like to reward fast action. Happy to chat with you about it. And if the current quarter is full, we'll talk about other options we have. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. I'd love to hear from you. If this episode resonated with you today, you can drop clarity in the comments on YouTube. And if you are on another podcast app listening, just shoot me a message or go comment on our Vixen gathering. Would love to hear from you and can't wait to talk to you next week. Have a great week and go forth with clarity. Thanks again for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit subscribe so future episodes are automatically downloaded directly to your device. And if you want access to today's show notes, including links to all the resources we mentioned, visit vixengathering.com/podcast. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you next week for another episode of The Vixen Voice.